This is a leveling guide for all the way from 1 to 100 in Diablo 4. Now, I'm going to keep this as short as I can for each area, a TLDR version of everything, but we're going to get through this so you know how to level as fast as possible and what to do. So the first thing you'll do is level 1. You will end up in this area of the map. You'll go straight to Kyovashad, and if it is your first character, you got to do the main story. If it's your second character, please God, skip the main story. It is such a time dump. But on your first character, you're going to have your main quest, which I've already done all of them on this character, but it'll be here, this tab. You can check it by opening the map and then pressing L or clicking on this thing over here from the map. And then you will follow those. My suggestion is just rush through the main story. And the biggest thing with the main story is when you see enemies in the main story, you are literally going to skip them whenever possible. If there's enemies in your way like this, you're literally just going to run right past them and go straight to your objective. You're going to skip literally everything if you want to go as fast as possible. Now, if you don't care about going as fast as possible, obviously you listen to every single cutscene, you kill every single enemy and whatever. But if you're trying to level fast, you want to just get through that crap as fast as you possibly can and be done with it. And if you don't care about the main story, skip literally everything and just, that's what I did. You literally skip every single cutscene, every single dialogue whenever possible. Don't worry about it. Just go straight through it as fast as you can. If you do it like that, you'll finish the main story, sort of, severely underleveled. For the most part, as far as I'm aware, the main story will just scale to your level until the very, very end of the main story, at which point you'll have something where you need to be level 45. So what you do is you skip through the whole main story, and it'll have you explore a lot of the map, do a lot of things. You'll be level in your 30s somewhere, and now you'll need level 45. So now you can go grind those levels and then finish the main story. That is way faster than killing every single thing that you see in the main story and leveling up along the way, because enemies are not well dispersed compared to the grinding spots, basically, when you do the main story quests. So now that you're in your 30s, there's a few options. There's the leveling exploit area here. It's pretty good. It's not the best thing ever, but at Core Dragon, don't do the stronghold, by the way, so you have this option available to you. And then there's also this dungeon that it may get nerfed at some point, but when I made this video at least, there is the Champion's Demise, which is the one I'm in right now. This one's really good for leveling. You can just go here and go down one path, come back, go down another path, come back, go down another path. And when you get to the end of the path, leave the dungeon, and then leave game, and then come back in, and then do the dungeon again. That'll reset on your soul. If you're solo, if you're in a party, someone can leave the party, and then someone else join, and then everyone join that guy, and he invites everyone, and you can kind of reset dungeons like that and keep going and get those levels fast like that. So as for the Core Dragon one, this is a stronghold over here on the map. If you're going to do this one, it's kind of cheesy to do, but it's kind of fun and very chill to do. So start off right here where I am right now. You climb up this. When you leave game, it'll put you back there. And so what you do is you just run through this place. You grab these guys, you grab those guys, and then you grab these ones up here. And then you make sure to run up here to aggro the boss. And then you come over to here, and then go back over here, do whatever. It depends on what class you are. And then you're just going to kill all these guys. Something like this. And also use potions freely. Like, you don't need to worry about your potions at all. So after you kill the most of them, just leave game. You don't actually have to wait. And just leave game, come back in, and it will kick you out right to where you came in. It'll respawn all the enemies. It'll give you your ultimate back. And it'll give you all your potions back. Now, it's not the fastest way in the game, but it's very fast. Like, if that other way is the fastest, this is anywhere from like half to 3/4 as fast as that. But also, this one's just very simple to do. It's just a very simple grind, and then you just go back and do it again. So that's another option you can do just to get up to like 53 or whatever, or even beyond that if you really like this one for some reason. And if you don't like either of these, or you don't care about going the absolute fastest, and you don't want to do the same dungeon for 60 hours straight or whatever it's going to take you, like at least like 30, 40 to get to 100. Well, then your other options are just go around and complete every single dungeon in the game. And then just when you find one that you like, just grind it a few times and stuff. That's like going to be the slower way, obviously. But it will help towards completion of the game, because there's these codexes of power that you can get. And each one you can get from a dungeon. And it'll make it so whatever class you play, you'll be able to apply aspects, imprint aspects as it's called, to legendary gear with these things. Or you just go out of your way to get them and get the ones that you specifically want, like I did, like these ones, for example, I really wanted. But while you're on the way to 100, you will have to make pit stops, basically, to get legendary gear. Now, if you grind that one right here, you may just get enough legendary gear to be fine. If you feel like you're too weak and you're not getting legendary gear fast enough, because the legendary gear will, if good legendary gear, you're going to want to find a good build. You're going to want to find gear that works for you and is good for your build and stuff like that, and find out something so you can kill things fast and AoE farm fast. But good ways to get legendary gear. The PvP zone, you can go through here and just run through on your horse and kill the elites and stuff, and just do that. And if people kill you, they kill you. You don't care because you're just going for gear. And just keep trying there. That one has good legendary drop rates. You can also just go to events. There's one right here, for example. There's one right here. There's one right here. And until they patch it, at least, there's also one right here. You can find your own anywhere you want. Find one that you like, and then you can go to the edge of the circle and leave game and come back in. Farm legendaries that way. That's a good way to get, boost your strength real fast and then get back to the farm. So those are two really good ways. They also give Murmuring Obols, which then you can turn in at a vendor over here in Kyovashad. Maybe it was right here, somewhere over the southeast of Kyovashad. And that'll let you buy gear that has a 1 in 4 chances or so of getting legendaries. Also, depending on what class you are, do not forget, somewhere level 15 through 25, something like that, depends on the class or different ones. Do not forget to do your special class-related quests. As you're doing the main story and leveling up just by playing the game, be sure to check over here if you didn't notice, and it might be in here. I've already done mine, but the Sorceress one was, for example, in order to get enchantment slots. And this will make it so I can do more damage or have more utility and stuff like that. So the Necromancer gets the Golem, and you have to do a quest to get the Golem, and then you have to open up your abilities and then go to skill tree, a skill assignment, and then the Golem will be down there once you unlock. It's another ability you can use if you want to use the Golem. And so every class has their own little side quest random thing they have to do at some point. So be sure to do that to keep up your power and be as strong as possible so you can level as fast as possible. And now I've got some really important leveling tips here for you, and it's going to depend on your class. Obviously, Sorceress, this is going to be the easiest to do it this exact way, but you'll just fumble through this and find the best way for your class and your build to do something like this. And I don't know why some people get really bent out of shape over this idea, but it's really what you got to do. It's what the fast people did. So whenever you're farming, what you do is you try to grab multiple groups of enemies like this, and then you come back around and then you kill them all. And obviously, if you're a class that doesn't have good AoE, then it's not going to be quite so simple to do that. But the idea is still the same, that you're going to do your best to group up enemies and then try to kill them all as best as you can. And that's like generally going to be the fastest way. But on top of that, once you get to this point, you see how there are all these random little ones that are just going to run away from me. If you don't have a class that's good for finishing them off quickly, just leave. Do not kill them. It's literally going to take you like 20 seconds to run down every last one of those stupid bastards, and just don't even worry about it. Just let them be alive and just keep moving. And that's really what matters when leveling. Like, that's really the play. So do not get caught up on finishing every single little enemy that you see. Just get the bulk of them, group them up in groups, kill everything, and then when there's if there's little stragglers left, just leave the little stragglers. Don't even lose sleep over it. Just let them go. Doing all that will get you leveled as fast as possible, but also do not forget, I mentioned way earlier in the video that we were doing this so that we could finish the main story. So once you hit about level 45, ideally level 50, go finish out the main story. It'll be on like Act 6 or whatever it is. And then after that, you'll then be able to do the capstone dungeon in Kyovashad. So after you complete the main story, you'll go to Kyovashad, and there'll be a capstone dungeon in the corner of this cathedral. You have to go to World Tier 2. There's a World Tier statue right where my hand is, right there, center of the screen, in Kyovashad. Go there, or you can log out and log in to change it. And change it to World Tier 2. Go to the capstone dungeon. Do not do the capstone dungeon until you're level 50 at least, ideally 53. Because even after you beat it, it'll unlock World Tier 3. Even after you unlock that, all the areas are level 53 minimum. So there's no point in doing it before 53, because unless you have a really good build, because you'll come out at level 50, all the areas are 53, and you can't even do Nightmare anyway. It's going to be slower than World Tier 2 just because it's such a bitch to fight all the enemies when they're 3 levels higher than you. So just get to 53 first, then come and do that. So ideally, just go to 53, then do the last 2 missions of the main story, then go here, do that. You're done. Also, don't forget on the way, the game kind of directs you towards it. After the end of Act 3, you'll get a mount. It'll take you back here, take you back to the cathedral. He'll tell you about a mount, and then you'll go down to this part, southern Kyovashad, southeast actually, and you'll do the mount quest, and then bam, you'll have a mount, and that'll make things a lot faster when you're running around and doing stuff in the game. And on your way to 100, the same thing's going to happen for about level 70-ish. There's the Fallen Temple capstone dungeon right here, and you'll have to go to, I think, World Tier 3 to do it, and then you'll unlock World Tier 4, Torment, and Once you get to level 70, 75, somewhere in there, you can start trying to do that as well. And then after that, if you are strong enough, your build's good enough, you'll keep grinding on Torment difficulty because it gives increased XP gains. And also, you just get better gear. Ideally, long-term, you're always going to play on Torment whenever you can. And also, early game, if you're on your second character and you skip the main story, the main thing is just find a dungeon that you like to grind in one of these early places. If you go to a later place, the dungeon will have a minimum set level, and you can't really do them, but I think at least. The early ones, though, just find one around here that you like. A lot of people like this one once you beat the Stronghold, Anika's Claim. But there's other ones that are also fun. I used to kind of like doing Mallwood back when in the beta. That one was kind of fun to just grind at lower levels to get up to 25 or whatever. If you're, skipping the main story on a second character, you don't have to do it. Then yeah, do something like that. But there you guys go. That's the general path that you need to follow to level up fast in this game. The people who made it World First 100, as far as I'm aware, they just beat the main story as quickly as possible and then went to one of their grinding spots and then as quickly as possible unlocked World Tier 3 and then went back to a grinding spot and then as soon as they could unlock World Tier 4 and went back to a grinding spot. And ideally, if you want to level as fast as possible, you play in a party because there's bonus party XP, and in dungeons like this, you can all split up and each do a path and then just leave party and come back in and reset the dungeon and things like that. But if you play solo, that's fine too. I literally play solo. I mean, I'd be higher level if I had more time to grind, but I don't, 'cause I have to make videos all day. But you can go to play solo and just grind it out, go down here, take the loop, come back up, do a loop, come back up. Each one has a loop in this place, or whatever place you end up wanting to grind, especially if this one gets nerfed, which, as of making this video, it's not nerfed yet. So on launch day of June 6th, it's still not nerfed. But yeah. So that's it, guys. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments, and maybe for the first few days of this video, I'll actually remember to look at the comments and answer some questions if you had any questions about anything. But that's it, guys. Now you know the fastest ways to level from 1 to 100 in Diablo 4. And also, again, if you don't want to go as fast as possible, then just chill out and do it whichever way you want. Just go and just complete each dungeon and get all of your codexes of power, and just go find dungeons you like and go grind them just because you think they're fun. Do random side quests and get your renown, and then you'll be able to get your renown rewards, get potion capacity, skill points, Paragon points, max O-balls, all that type of stuff. You can do that by doing side quests and things like that if you want to go that route instead. It's going to be way slower, but it might be way more fun. So really, it's what's fun for you as a gamer. Some people just want to get to level 100 as fast as possible. Some people want to take their time and have fun. So it's really up to you. But either way, guys, now you know the fastest way from 1 to 100 in Diablo 4.